Michael Cornelius, you have been so patient in waiting through this entire meeting.
Just hang on. I've sat here to say this to you all day.
We'll wait till.
I need to
Oh, can we get a microphone on, please?
You don't have to go too far. I just want to say as a citizen that if I had an opportunity to vote for vice mayor, I would have voted for Danny. And I don't think that it was appropriate for somebody to take advantage of. You know, leaning liberal does not mean that you're not fiscally responsible. It just means you're smart. Okay, so let's just be clear about that. The other thing, I came here to talk about transit and how the transit workers, private sector workers, are getting screwed. And now I'm sitting here listening to somebody, and I'm going to focus my comments on the mayor now so that it doesn't get into this long, drawn-out debate. But I'm hearing somebody talk about how somebody works an entire lifetime in the public sector, and they put together an entire body of work, a lifetime dedicated to the city of Phoenix, and then the only thing that you're promising them back is that you're going to give them a pension so that they can buy a house instead of living in the homeless shelter. That is not a gimmick. It's not a gimmick to give somebody a pension. The gimmick is for these think tanks to come up with convincing people that pensions are a gimmick to put public sector employees on 401k plans. That's the gimmick. And I'll talk about public transit another day because everybody's tired. But I wanted to let you know that. I would have voted for you if I could, and you're smart to lean liberal, but that doesn't mean that you're not fiscally responsible. And that's baloney what somebody said to you today.
Michael Cornelius, thank you for your comments, and congratulations on your wedding. Mazel tov. Did Bob Bean have to leave? Yeah. Bob Bean have to leave. Okay, we'll get him next time. Ms. Barker, did you want to have comments on citizen comments?
Hello, Mayor and Council that's left. Diane Barker. I'm speaking at not a meeting because there's not a quorum, but any of those that are in attendance, thank you. I am an American woman. I am a citizen, and I'm a natural citizen. Well, natural. I was born here. My family is since the 1600s, and I guess it's just in me that I owe you an obligation. You owe me the privileges and protection, and I've said it before, but I'm saying again, is that this process here really needs to be cured. It's unlike any other of the valley. It's unusual that all of you are even here, and where it ends up is basically you dictate the topic that will become official record, and we have to stay on the topic that you say for the formal, because we're not part of the formal. We're not part of the Pledge of Allegiance, where you'll swear liberty and justice for all. Liberty, because you've taken an oath where you've subscribed. I would like you to swear to it. Sworn means, subscribe is the part that says you take it consciously, and swear is that you are taking it. And I think it's very important because it ends up the fact that our freedom of speech is then scrunched by this process. And what I'd like to share with you today is that MAG agreement, which I talked about before, has distinct obligations in order to cut down on the serious non-attainment for particulates. Mr. Resnick has been in front of you as fugitive dust off-road. I talk about the on-road. Yesterday, people were talking about on-road and the particular projects that are put into a transportation plan that you have that may create more particulates. Ms. Finger was alleging that your at-grade rail does. And in this document that was signed 20 years ago, that the county gave it to me, that states it's the most current MAG, of which you pay $500,000 and are a member, is to coordinate trip reduction, and the county is to make sure that the city is doing the right thing by Resnick. And I'm coming to you because I have come to our management, but I realize the conduit is for Mr. Zerker to work for you. But there is a proposal to settle the Resnick thing. I've given it to Ted Zerker if he would take it seriously.
Thank you very much, Ms. Barker.
Because it's not ended until the law is done right and the auditing for the integrity
All right.
line is done right. And
Barker,
and
you
if
got your 3
if
minutes.
you'll do this, you will get certified letter because you
you.
can be sued by the county.
Thank
Okay?
you very much. Mr. Jones, Chuck Jones is the final speaker on citizen request. Mr. Jones, good to see you.
I got here late today, and I understand the pension system is a mess, and I'm kind of puzzled as to why, at this late date, I had the great misfortune to be hired at the post office 31 years ago, 3 days into the new FERS system, and missed a civil service pension by 3 days. My pension is based strictly on the last high wages for the last 3 years of gross wages, nothing else. I don't understand how all this is let to be fester so far. I have a list of other topics here, the problems at 77 West Campbell that I last appeared before you continue. 2 weeks ago, the weeds were 30 inches high before they finally cut them down after I made a complaint through Councilwoman Pastor's office. There's construction going on. I don't know if it's permitted. I'm certain there's still a green pool there. There's security on site more often now, though, but there's also illegal unpermitted construction, which has happened at 902 West Hazelwood. And there is now an addition which has been built all the way out to the lot line. I have a partial solution for the pension system, and delinquent tax notes are sold to private investors at 16%. And I would recommend that the appropriate statute be amended so if the property is either in a city or a county, that either the city or the county have the first option to purchase those tax notes and earn that 16% return, which could then be put into the pension plan. There is weed blight constantly throughout the city, which the city doesn't have resources to address. You could also assess the delinquencies to those property owners and put liens on the property and assess those at 16%, just like the delinquent taxes, and let the city pension plan reap the benefits from that. The most important thing I wanted to address to Mayor Stanton, there is a move in the legislature to decide that any ticket for more than 10 miles per hour over the speed limit would be considered a nuisance fine with a maximum fee of $15. And I know the governor would sign in a heartbeat since he's a serial speeder with 14 red light violations, and it's ironic to me that the conservatives seem to support the scofflaws at every turn. But it just occurred to me today that I don't think the 24 miles an hour ticket in a school zone is a nuisance violation. And so the bottom line is that our conservative legislature thinks that this safety of children in school zones is only worth $15 for a violation. And I think it would be really cool if the mayor and or the council might make a public comment addressed toward the legislature that our children deserve better security than to have these $15 nuisance fines, which they are proposing right now. Thanks for hearing me.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jones. You covered a lot of territory. We could probably look into that last one, see what the nature of the bill that he described. Thank you so much. Meeting adjourned.